And the forehand goes in the forehand of Vondrousova. Yala forehand. Again, the forehand of Vondi. And Vondi hits a winner. 15-30. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Washington final. The weather has been shitty. So hopefully we can get through. But we've also got Vondi taking on Iala as well. One of the best first rounds going in Canada. Because Canada started today as well. So yeah, so we've got a lot to cover. Hopefully in Washington the weather holds off so we can get through the final. 15:30 is a return from Vondi. Goes into the forehand of Yala. Vondi forehand again to the forehand of Yala. Yala overhits it. 15:40. And see, the thing with the Yala's shoulder is obviously the longer the match has gone, the more it's becoming a problem. But she's going to try and shorten the points. And with Vondi, that's something you don't want to do, right? You don't want to try and, like, if you've got a sore shoulder, you don't want to try and, first of all, you don't want to overhit and hurt it more. But you've got to be patient against Vondi. So between playing against Vondi and trying to hit through Vondrousova, plus you got a bad shoulder, it's not a great combination. 30-40, because Vondi's not going to give you free points. That's the biggest thing that Yala's not going to get any freebies from Vondi. So she has to hit winners, which is something that her arm is saying that she doesn't want to do, right? So it's a really awkward situation for Yala. 30-40. As the return goes in the forehand of Yala, passing shot from Vondi down the line is too good. And Vondi breaks. 1-love in the third. Now you wonder if Iala's going to retire or not, because not that she should, but also shoulder, especially because it's her left shoulder, so it's her hitting, her playing arm. Cincinnati's a long way away, so she's going to have a couple of weeks to recover if she doesn't win this match. But I don't think she should retire, especially because she hasn't played since Wimbledon. So she hasn't played for 4 weeks. So, because she played day 1 of Wimbledon, right? And then she lost. So she hasn't played for 2 weeks of Wimbledon plus 2 weeks the last 2 weeks, right? So the first match in 4 weeks. And she's got 2 weeks until her next match, possibly. So probably not the worst thing to keep playing, but then again, I don't know. I mean, if it's going to get worse, you don't want it to be season ending, right? Uh, 15-love. There's a default from Vondrousova, second serve. There's a 4 now from Vondi, goes long. 15-0. So Fernandez is going to serve first in this final against Kalinskaya. This is Leylah's biggest finals after the US Open? Yes. As Vondi 30-15? I think it is, yes. 40-15. So she's made the final. Actually, no. Her biggest final was last year in Eastbourne. She made the final of a 500 event. So, no. This is not her biggest final since then. But the big difference, I guess, between these two is that Fernandez has won 3 titles and Kalinskaya has won 0. So when it comes to winning trophies, the experience goes, or the better player has been Fernandez. Because Kalinskaya, she's played a couple of finals in her career, but she has won 0. She should have probably won 2 titles already, but she lost in Dubai. Actually, she's made 2 finals, her third final. But both finals she's played, she had chances to win them. So that sucks. Dubai and Berlin last year, I think she had championship points in Berlin, and she was serving for the match in Dubai. Paolini beats her and Pegula beats her. So, yeah. All right, advantage Yala to get the break back. As Vondi serves the fault, second serve. As the return goes out by Yala. And it's back to deuce. Is it bad planning on Leylah's team if she's playing DC final now and hours away from round 1 in Montreal? And no, it's not bad planning. It's just that's not bad planning at all. It's not Fernandez's fault that she's played well this week. Why should she be penalized for that? It's a shame. It's not bad planning. I mean, you're going to win a title, right? As Yala hits a winner, it's advantage Yala. I mean, what do you suggest she does? Like withdraw from this tournament before the final, or play? What do you think she does? 30 love. It's just bad scheduling from the tour. That's the. It's not Fernandez. It's the tour schedule. Last year she probably wouldn't have played Monday in Canada. She would have played Tuesday, so she would have had a day off. But in 2025, they start on a Sunday, and it's a little bit different. So. 40 love Fernandez, and we're back to deuce here with Vondi and Yala. Was Eastbourne a 500 event? Not according to the WTA website. Both her titles in Monterey were 500s. Yeah, no, Carl. So you're looking at the WTA website in 2025. She didn't win Monterey this year, and it wasn't Eastbourne this year. So Eastbourne last year was 500, and Monterey, the 2 years she won, were 250s. So in 2025, if you look at the WTA website, it's going to say that that's not the case. But it's because Eastbourne got downgraded and Monterey got upgraded. But that was after Fernandez has made the finals. So you got to go look at like 2023, 2024. The schedule looked different. Like tournaments get upgraded and downgraded all the time. So yeah, this year, those tournaments are flipped, right? But she didn't win them this year. Because I thought the same. I thought Monterey had upgraded when Fernandez won, but no, she won it before it upgraded. Beautiful venue, by the way, Monterey. All right, we get back to deuce here. Vondi trying to keep the break. As the backhand goes into the forehand of Yala. Forehand now from Vondi. Into the forehand of Yala is Vondi forehand passing shot. Too good. Advantage Vondrousova. Advantage Vondrousova. As Vondi serves an ace. All right. Vondrousova takes a 2-love lead in the third. All right. As Vondi hits a forehand down the line at the backhand of Yala. Vondi backhand slice. Drop shot. Yala gets it, but... Oh, and hits a winner. Great pickup. 15-love. Great shot from Yala. All right, 15-love. As Yala goes to the forehand of Vondrousova, up goes a lob. Yala with a forehand into the forehand of Vondi as Yala forehand on the line. Vondrousova backhand goes to the backhand of Yala, who hits a drop shot. Vondi gets with a slice, but it goes long. 30-love. 30-love. $30-love. By 40-30, Kalinskaya to take the first game of her final. As Yala gets a 40-love. Kalinskaya holds, by the way. All right, 40-love. As Yala serves. And the return goes into the backhand of Vondrousova. Yala with the backhand into the forehand of Vondi. Into the forehand of Yala, who goes on for a winner. All right, 2-1. 2-1, Vondrousova with a break. Two, 1. All right, 2-1 as Kalinskaya 15-all against the Fernandez serve. All right, 15-all. As Fernandez gets the 30-15. By the way, Kalinskaya is stretching her legs out already. That's not a good sign. $30-15. As Kalinskaya gets a 30-all. It's 40-30. Good serve from Fernandez, and Vondi gets the 30. 30 love. Love. As we're to 40 love. Vondi to keep this break. As Vondi holds, 3-1. As Fernandez gets to advantage. All right. As Fernandez hits it in the net, we get back to deuce. We get back to deuce. As Yala gets a 30 love. All right, 30 love. As it'll back in for Vondi. That goes to the net, 40 love. Love. As Yala holds, 3-2. 3-2. 3-2. Vondrousova in the final set. All right, chat. We got some news. So Naomi Osaka and Patrick Mouratoglou are now officially not working together. They have split as coach and player. Let's go have a look at what Osaka had to say over on social media about the split. This is what Osaka had to say over on Instagram. She said, "Merci, Patrick. Wishing you nothing but the best. You are one of the coolest people I've ever met, and I'm sure I'll see you around." So, a short message, a short goodbye, and they won't be working together going forward. There you have it. That is the update on the situation. We didn't see him last week in Washington. He wasn't around with Osaka when she was playing that tournament. And, of course, she's playing in Canada this week, so bit of a shame that they're not working together. Of course, in the press conferences over the last couple of months, you could tell that she felt really disappointed when she would lose matches and let him down. So maybe that was part of the reason why they split. Maybe the pressure of, getting coached by Serena's old coach was maybe a little bit too much for Osaka, which is fair enough. I mean, She obviously respects him immensely to hire him in the first place, and we know how much she respects and adores Serena. So it'll be interesting. Let me know down in the comments below, though. Who do you think Osaka should get next? There is some coaches that are floating around. Of course, Goran is around. Does she get Goran onto her team? That would be really interesting. I don't know how that combination would work, but that could be something fun. I don't know if Goran's ready to get coached or ready to get back into the coaching game just yet after what we just saw with Tsitsipas. But there it is. Osaka and Patrick Mouratoglou not going to be working together going forward. So there you have it. She didn't, when she lost the other day though, she didn't seem as disappointed as Wimbledon and that. So yeah, again, maybe this might have. He wasn't there last week, so they must have been in talks of it, something happening. But I don't think Goran and Naomi would be a good match. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Goran's wants to coach for at least for the rest of the year. I think Goran probably he just wants to chill. Anyways, Yala 15-all against the Vondi serve. Vondi's got the break in the third. Also Fernandez 2-1 in the first, in the final of Washington. But what about Patrick Mouratoglou? Who's he going to go to next? Be interesting to see where he ends up. I'm sure he won't be out of coaching for long. I'm sure he'll want to get back into coaching somebody. I don't know who he could coach, though. Who's around? Who's around for him to coach? I don't know who's around for him to coach. Does Rune need a coach? I mean, I know Rune and Agassi have been linked, but I don't think they were not as a coach and player. I think it was more out of... What about Zverev and Mouratoglou? Would that be a thing? Could I mean, to be honest, I think Tsitsipas and Mouratoglou might... they've worked together before. That might be a combination. If Steph... and I think Patrick knows because he grew up. Well, Steph grew up with through the Mouratoglou Academy, so he I think he knows, or he might. Patrick Mouratoglou will know how to deal with the family dynamic potentially, so that could be something. But I'm sure Mouratoglou won't be out of this scene for long. He coaches. He's a coach. He's going to coach somebody. 40-30, by the way. Vondi to take the 4-2 lead in this first third set.
They have split as coach and player. Let's have a look.
All right. Vondi gets the deuce. Vondi gets the deuce.
Osaka had to say over on Instagram. She said, "Merci, wishing you nothing but the best."
All right, deuce. Also, Fernandez got break points. And Fernandez breaks. All right, 3-1 Fernandez. Okay, Fernandez with a break. Also, Yala's got a break back point. 3-2 as Vondi goes to the forehand to the forehand of Yala. Vondi forehand to the forehand of Yala. Yala in the net, back to deuce. All right. We're back at deuce. As Yala gets another break point, advantage Yala. Advantage Yala. Fernandez, by the way, 30 love. She is dominating the start of this final. Advantage Yala to get back on serve. As a return goes into the backhand, but it's out by Yala. And we get back to deuce. Back to deuce. All right, as Vondi gets to advantage. Fernandez goes to 4-1. 4-1 in this first set. All right, as that goes out, and Vondi's got 4-2. Okay. 4-2, Vondi. As Yala serves 15 love. First serve is a fault. Second serve. As the return goes back in of Yala. Up goes a lob from Vondi. Yala with a nice forehand. And then she puts away the smash. And it's 30 love. $30 love. $30 love as the return goes in the forehand of Yala. Vondi forehand into the forehand of Yala. Lob goes up. Vondi with the backhand to the backhand of Yala. Yala in the net. 30-15. 30-15. As Yala serves again. Serve to the forehand of Vondrousova. Return goes to forehand of Yala. Vondrousova backhand to the backhand of Yala. Again to the backhand of Vondi. As Yala backhand slice. Vondi slices it back. Into the forehand of Yala. And then Vondrousova off the tape hits a winner. And it's 30-0. Vondi gets a little lucky. 30-0. All right. 30-40, by the way. Chance for a double break here. Fernandez in this final. As the return goes in the forehand of Yala. Vondi on the stretch. Into the forehand of Yala. Drop shot's good. Vondi gets it with a slice. And then up goes a lob by Yala. Vondi with the smash. Yala with the backhand. Goes wide. Vondi too good. 30-40 to get the 5-2 lead and serve for the match. All right. 30-40. All right, 30-40. Yala with the serve. Vondi slices it back. Yala goes down the line. That's a winner. We get the deuce, by the way. 5-1 Fernandez. She served for the first set. All right, 5-1 Fernandez. As Vondi hits a slice into the forehand of Yala. Backhand out from Vondi. The backhand of Yala as Vondi hits a forehand on the stretch. Yala comes in with a volley. Vondi puts up a lob. Yala gets it back. Vondi with a slice. Yala with a volley. Cross-court winner. That's a great shot. Advantage Yala. Advantage Yala. Advantage Yala as she tries to stay in this final set. As that goes out by Yala. And we get back to deuce. Fernandez, 30-15, by the way. Serve to the backhand, Kalinskaya. Kalinskaya in the net, 40-15. Fernandez to take the first set here in the final of Washington. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Kalinskaya. Forehand of Fernandez. The forehand of Kalinskaya is Fernandez backhand. Goes long and it's 40-30. All right. 40-30. Still set point for Fernandez as Vondi hits a lovely winner. And it's advantage Vondrousova. Advantage Vondrousova. As set point number 2 for Fernandez. Backhand goes out. And we get to deuce. All right. Advantage Vondi for the double break. As a return from Vondi sliced into the forehand of Yala. Vondi backhand on the stretch. Yala forehand down the middle. Vondi with a pass. Yala with a volley in the net. Too good, Vondi. She's just too good at maneuvering the ball around the court. You know, you might come to the net on a decent approach, but Vondi's just not going to hit a hard passing shot. She's just going to hit it awkward for you. You're going to have to hit a very awkward volley, a lunging volley, you know. All right, Vondi's going to serve for the match. And Fernandez gets a third set point. Also, Monfils is playing right now. He is 4-all. All right, advantage Fernandez. Good serve down the tee. The return goes in, and then Fernandez hits a drop shot, and that's a winner. Fernandez, 6-1, first set. Leylah Fernandez. Great start. All right. Fernandez, first set. And Vondrousova is going to serve for the match. Kalinskaya, by the way, 3 winners, 13 errors in that first set. By far the worst set she's played in the last few days. She wasn't playing that poorly against Raducanu. She was on fire against Raducanu. And Fernandez played well, 6 winners, 8 errors, but Kalinskaya just throwing so many errors. All right, Vondi serving for the match. She hits a ball in the net, love 15. Love 15. As it is serve into the forehand of Yala. Return goes to the forehand of Vondrousova. Yala with a forehand pass. Vondi with a volley. Yala with a lob. Goes in. Love 30. Great lob. Love 30. Love 30. Love 30. As Vondi comes in with an easy volley winner. 15-30. As we're serving to the forehand of Yala, return goes to the forehand of Vondi, but it's out by Yala. 30-all. Vondi 2 points away from progressing. And now she's got to go play Kostyuk in the second round. That's not easy. Forehand goes down the line from Yala. Slice from Vondi. As Yala comes into the net, but hits it in the net. It's match point Vondrousova, 40-30. To take the win. And look, Yala came in here with a shoulder problem. And it hasn't gotten any better. But again, it's just so... Vondrousova is so hard to play. She's so hard to play. She's so awkward. You know, it's such an awkward opposition. As with a forehand now from Yala, Vondi with a forehand. As Yala backing on the stretch. Vondrousova forehand open court. Yala's going to get there with a slice, but it's in the net, and there it is. Vondi takes the win. Comes back from a set down, wins in 3. And she knocks Yala out in the first round, but she's going to take on... Kostyuk now. But like I said, tough opponent. You know, Vondi doesn't get enough credit for the way, because she doesn't play a style that people like. You know, it's not an exciting game, but, you know, it's not, you know, she doesn't hit winners. She's not, you know, going for all these shots. It's not fancy. It's just effective, though. And that's all that matters. it gets her to win. So that's all that matters for her. If she wins, she doesn't care how she wins. She wins. And hopefully for Yala, that shoulder injury is not bad, and she can come back in a couple of weeks, play Cincy, and hopefully those courts will probably be more suited to her anyway. And hopefully doesn't get a first-round matchup against a Grand Slam champion like she has been in the last couple of tournaments. All right, nice from Vondi, and we'll see how she does against Kostyuk, because Kostyuk hasn't been in the best form lately, so that could be interesting. Alex is always getting all these former Grand Slam champions. Yeah. So hopefully in the next tournament she doesn't have to play. She can at least get, maybe a first round matchup that's favorable, and then play a seed in the second round. At least get a good first round match for her. Maybe a clay court type player or something. I don't know. Just get someone who's a little more. Little better for her to warm up with, and more importantly, hopefully that shoulder gets better. I need that shoulder to be better, because if that shoulder's a problem, shoulder injuries are no joke. She has played a lot of tennis though this year, especially post French Open. She played a lot of grass tennis. All right, we're going to merge the streams. So if you want to keep watching the Fernandez versus Kalinskaya final, jump on over. But Vondi comes back from a set down. Good win. Solid win. Vondrousova gets into the second round. She'll take on Kostyuk in that second round. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if she can continue her comeback. Because remember, she is on the comeback as well. All right, 40-15 Kalinskaya. She needs to clean her game up, because her game was not good in the first set. She did not play a good set of tennis. All right. Kalinskaya 1-love in the second. All right. 1-0. Is Swiatek playing Montreal? Yes. Yes, she is. One love as Fernandez serves in the back of Kalinskaya. Return goes wide. 15 love. As the return goes in the front of Kalinskaya. Backhand slice from Fernandez as Kalinskaya forehand goes into the front of Fernandez. And Fernandez in the net, 15-all. 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 As the forehand goes into the backhand of Kalinskaya. Kalinskaya on the net, 30-15. 30-15. As a default, second serve. As a default from Kalinskaya, down the line's a winner. That's much better. 30-all. Nice hitting from Kalinskaya. 30-all. Seven to the forehand of Kalinskaya. Backing up from Fernandez. Kalinskaya forehand to the forehand of Fernandez. Into the forehand of Kalinskaya. Fernandez again to the backhand of Kalinskaya. It's Fernandez backhand to the backhand of Kalinskaya. To the backhand of Fernandez. Fernandez wins the point. Kalinskaya goes wide. Kalinskaya's hitting a lot cleaner though in this second set. 40-30. As Fernandez serves a let. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. And she double faults and we get the deuce. All right, we get the deuce. As Fernandez gets to advantage, schedule's out for tomorrow. For which tournament? For Montreal? Oh, nice. God, these time zones are not making it any better. That's all right. So we've got Raducanu straight after, before Osaka. So that's all right. At least we don't have to do a doubleheader. So we go Raducanu into Osaka. All right. Back to deuce here. Wait, what's going on in... what's going on in the other tournament? And then also Fonseca tomorrow. There's no good night matches tomorrow. I'm shocked they didn't put Osaka or Raducanu at night tomorrow. I'm a little surprised. But fair enough. They want to get Raducanu to get the audience from the Brits can't stay up later than midnight because, God forbid. God forbid anyone in Europe has to stay up 1 in the morning. But also, Osaka, I would have thought would be playing at night, but then maybe she wants to play during the day. Who do you think is winning the men's final? De Minaur. That's a silly question. Why would you ask me a silly question? Come on. Alex de Minaur from Australia. Obviously. Fernandez holds 1-1. All right. 1-1. Yesterday, the Brits had to stay up. Oh, no. Oh, dearie me. All right. Kalinskaya to serve. 1-1 in the second. Serve to the back end of Fernandez, and that goes out by Kalinskaya. First serve is a fault. Second serve. As Fernandez gets the point. Love 30. Chance for Fernandez to get the break in the second. As Kalinskaya puts away a drop shot winner, 15-30. As the backhand to forward rally. Backhand again from Kalinskaya. Into the backhand of Osaka. Forehand from what did I say, Osaka? Kalinskaya with a forehand, not Osaka. As with a slice from Fernandez. Drop shot winner Fernandez, 15-40. Somebody in the chat said something about Osaka splitting with Mouratoglou. Yeah, I made a video about it. Go check it out. A little bit surprising. But there you go. You can go check it out. All right. Kalinskaya serving. Fault. Second serve. As a return from Fernandez goes to the forehand of Kalinskaya. Fernandez forehand to the backhand of Kalinskaya. Kalinskaya hits it out. Fernandez with a set and a break. Set and a break. Kalinskaya chilling. Sorry, Fernandez chilling. Kalinskaya in trouble. Setting a break in this final. I'd also like to see Leylah win just to see her dad be overjoyed. I also like Kenan. Cool. All right. Okay. Fernandez in control. All right. 2-1. As a return from Kalinskaya goes out. 15 love. As Fernandez hits it out. 15-0. As a default from Fernandez, second serve. I like how you said yesterday that Fernandez has a reliable game. She wouldn't do anything stupid. Yeah, I mean, this is playing out similar to what we thought yesterday, right? If Kalinskaya plays her best, she wins. But she's not playing her best. And Fernandez is just playing solid. You know, Fernandez is not doing anything crazy. She's not trying to hit winners, even though she just hit a beautiful winner there. Yeah, she's just playing, like, Fernandez is, reliable. That's the word. We know what we're going to get with Fernandez. We know how she's going to play. She's not going to go out there and try and be, not trying to be Sabalenka, right? She's not going to come out here and try and hit big. She's just going to play solid and counterpunch and let Kalinskaya try and make the play. But Kalinskaya today is making a lot of errors, and that's, again, that happens with Kalinskaya. Some days she plays like yesterday, some days she plays like today. Why are their chats being removed? Why are they disappearing chats that are being removed? Yeah, because the mods are cleaning up the people that are saying crazy things. Because some people come in here and think it's funny to say things that are really, really bad. So that's why they disappear. Because it's just the bad messages. That's what the chat's just being moderated, because we don't tolerate those kind of things. That's not. If you want to do that somewhere else. All right. Fernandez with a set and a break. As Kalinskaya hits an ace, 15 love. As return goes into the forehand of Kalinskaya. Slice from Fernandez. And Kalinskaya back into the net. See, that's the difference. Fernandez getting the ball back. One extra shot that Kalinskaya has to hit, which she didn't have to do most of this week. And Kalinskaya just couldn't get the fine. Like, she already felt like she hit the winner. Yesterday, she would have hit a winner. But Fernandez just gets it back. Just gets that extra shot back that eventually, leads to an error from Kalinskaya. 15-30. 15-30. As the return goes into the forehand of Kalinskaya. Backhand of forehand Fernandez. The backhand of Kalinskaya sliced. Fernandez backhand again to the slice of Kalinskaya. Volley Fernandez, too good. 15-40. Do you think Serena will ever make a return? No. Why would she? She's got nothing to prove. All right, 15-40. As the return goes into the forehand of Kalinskaya. Fernandez backhand to the forehand of Kalinskaya. Fernandez with a lob. Goes in as Kalinskaya hits a smash from the baseline. And then Fernandez backhand goes long. 30-40. These two did play one time before. And Fernandez got the win. That was, I think it was last year. In, I want to say Citi. As Fernandez gets the double break in the second, and she is running away with this title. I'm shocked that she was the underdog. I thought this would have been a 50-50. But she was the underdog coming in. Sorry, Guadalajara 2021. Jesus. All right. That's a fair few years ago now. Kalinskaya, it was a three setup. And it was Kalinskaya winning the second set, but Fernandez winning 6-4 in the third. In the first round of Guadalajara back in 2021. So, yeah. But Fernandez won, so there's a little confidence boost. But the thing is, I think part of the reason, not just because Fernandez is getting more shots back than most players that she's played this week, Kalinskaya, but I think the final being... I said this yesterday too. If this was the semis, I don't think Kalinskaya would be playing like this. I think she would be a little less error-prone because in finals, she's played 2 finals, and both she's lost in very heartbreaking fashion. So that's got to weigh on her a little bit. Whereas Fernandez, she's played finals and she's won finals. So she's like, she knows this is just another match for her, right? She's been here and done that. So I think like a combination of Fernandez's game matching up against Kalinskaya and the final is probably why we're getting this result. Because I'm having a look here and Kalinskaya hasn't played really any defensive type. I mean, maybe Lynette, but she demolished Lynette in the second round. Raducanu is not as defensive as, not as quick and good defensively as Fernandez. And also Towson is definitely not defensive. So, yeah. Also, Kalinskaya hadn't lost a set all week. So, you got to think that maybe losing her first set for the week, 6-1 in the first, might have just shocked her as well. Because she hasn't lost a set all week. All right. 4-1. Fernandez 2 games away from her 4th trophy, but the biggest trophy of her career. As Fernandez serves the fault, second serve. Second serve. Love 15. The broadcast is saying that it might be because she's left-handed. Kalinskaya doesn't match well against lefties. Let me have a check. I want to see if that's... Does Kalinskaya have a problem with left-handers? I mean, she's 23 wins, 15 losses against lefties. That's pretty good. She's won most of her matches against lefties recently too. She's won 8 of her last 10 matches against lefties, so I don't think it's a lefty issue. I wouldn't say it's a lefty issue. She's beaten, like I said, since 2023, start of 2023, since then, she's won 8 of her last 10 against left-handers. So I don't think it's lefty. I think, like I said, I think it's more nerves because it's a final and she's played a couple of finals. Last year she lost a couple of finals in tough fashion. So there's probably that, but also Fernandez is defensive. I think that's her style. It's more than her lefty play, I think. I think her retrieving is a bit more of a factor. Making Kalinskaya play an extra shot is and making her make errors. Hey, Alicia, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Let me see what Kalinskaya's record is against players that are more of a defensive type recently. So, just having a look. So, Kalinskaya did beat Pegula in Strasbourg. That's a good win. She lost to Kennan in Charleston, who sort of can be defensive. She lost to Stearns in Rome again. Sort of a defender, like at least a quick defensive player. She lost to Pegula in Miami. She lost to Svitolina in Dubai. Has she beaten any? She hasn't really beaten any defensive players. So again, like when I say defensive, I mean like quick, quick players. Does she have a problem with players that are shorter as well? Because usually if they're shorter, they're usually fast, right? Like Palini. I wonder if there's like a... Oh, no, it's not really. Not really. She's kind of got an even split between versus tall and short players. All right. Palini holds. Sorry, not Palini. Fernandez holds. I'm looking at Palini here. But Palini has won. So I'm looking at players that are under 5'6". She's won 2 of her last 5 against players that are under 5'6". I don't know if Fernandez is 5'6" or taller, but she lost to she beat Davis in the US Open last year. She beat Habino in Berlin last year, and then she lost to Arani, Palini twice. So she's lost to Jabeur before as well, a couple of times. She hasn't got a great record against Palini. So yeah, I wonder if they studied Palini's games against Kalinskaya to get some ideas how to win this match. Fernandez. All right, Fernandez 1 game away from the final, from the title. All right, 15 love. It's Kalinskaya serving to stay in the match. As Kalinskaya hits a winner, 30 love. $30 love. A bit of fault, second serve. There's a bit of serve now. The backhand is a let. Have a double fault, 30-15. $30-15 as that goes out in the return from Fernandez, 40-15. As Kalinskaya hits a winner, and she is going to have to produce a miracle if she's going to win this final now. But it's 5-2, Fernandez serving for the match. All right. Okay. Let's go Canada. That's it. Kalinskaya disappeared from yesterday's performance. Kalinskaya's had a good week, though. I mean, even though she's not had a good final, she's had a good week. You know, put a bunch of matches together, got some good wins. Kalinskaya's had a good week. I think Kalinskaya is going to turn this match around. Wow, that would be impressive. That would be impressive. Okay. 5-2. Fernandez serving for the championship. Please stop spamming. As Kalinskaya hits it out. 15 love. Okay, 15 love. As the return goes out by Kalinskaya, 30 love. $30 love. It's a bit of fault. Second serve. Serve from the backhand, Kalinskaya. Final from Fernandez. It's Kalinskaya with the backhand. Goes out. 3 championship points for Leylah Fernandez to take the win. $40 love. And win her biggest trophy yet. As Fernandez serves. Into the backhand of Kalinskaya. Fernandez forehand in the net. One saved. 40-15. $40-15. Fernandez serves again. Championship point number 2. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve is a double fault. 40-30. 40-30. Championship point number 3. $40-30. As the return goes in the net. And Fernandez takes the title in Washington. The biggest trophy yet. And she takes out Kalinskaya in the final. Kalinskaya had a good week. But Fernandez, just too good. And after the epic match yesterday that she played against Raducanu, Fernandez well and truly deserved the title. I think a lot of people was thinking that Fernandez was going to be tired coming to the final. She was not tired at all. There was no tiredness. She played over 3 hours yesterday against Raducanu. 3 tie breaks. She got the win. She clutched it. And now she is the champion. And her ranking has gone back in the top 30. She's gone up 9 spots. Sorry, no, she's gone up higher. She's gone into the top 25. And she will be she'll be seated at the US Open if it stays that way. So that'll be good. She's gone up 12 spots to number 24. Kalinskaya's also gone to the top 30, 31. 17 spots. Raducanu's gone into 33. So Raducanu she's got to do some damage in Canada to get top 30. But yeah, a lot of players played well this week. They all could be seated at the US Open after this good run. So there you go. Very important week for those players. Yeah, now they're both going to get on a plane to Montreal tonight. Because they're probably both going to play tomorrow. I don't think Kalinskaya plays tomorrow. The good thing for Fernandez, if she plays tomorrow night, because they'll definitely put her on at night, she at least didn't play too much of a final. So that wasn't too long of a final. So she can hopefully get on the plane tonight, get to Montreal, and then if she plays tomorrow night, she will be fine, you know. What ranking will Leylah have now? She has 24 in the world. Women's lineup looks great in Montreal. No, Leylah plays at 10 a.m. in the morning. There's no shot. No shot that Leylah plays at 10 a.m. No shot. In fact, the schedule came out. She's not playing tomorrow. I didn't see her name on the list. There's no shot she plays at 10 a.m. That's crazy. You think her home tournament would screw her over that badly? No shot. She's not even playing tomorrow. She gets the day off tomorrow. She's playing on Tuesday. Same with Kalinskaya. She's not playing tomorrow. Tomorrow, yeah, she's not playing tomorrow. All the Canadians are playing on center court, and she's not on center court. She's not playing tomorrow. By the way, if you are leaving, don't forget to subscribe on the way out. By the way, Mboko just started. Speaking of Canadians, keen to see her this week, how she does. It's Leylah's 3rd title. I think it's her 4th. I think she's won 2. She won in Hong Kong. She's won twice in Monterrey, and she's now won here. Mboko was up a break already and tried to consolidate. Okay. Am I going to treat myself with a McGriddle? No. There's no treating. It's nothing to celebrate this week. It's this week was supposed to be a week off, so I failed. By the way, Lerner Tien is serving for the match in his first round. So that's cool. Is Leylah going to play in Canada? Yeah, I think she will. It's a home tournament. Who's my pick for Montreal? I don't know. No idea. Fernandez deserved the title after the 3-setter against Raducanu. Yeah, that felt like that was the final, right? Usually we get the final in the semis. So, yeah. Usually we get the final in the semis, and we got an epic semi-final yesterday. So that was good. That made up for it. All right. Okay. Well, that's it. We'll be back again to do it all again tomorrow. Because tomorrow we've got a big day of matches that are unfortunately all at stupid o'clock, but that's the life of a tennis fan. Am I awake? I think I'm awake. Leylah's first 500 trophy, yeah. Great win. No ATP Washington final now because I got to go to the doctor and figure out what's wrong with my fingers. Okay. Also, I don't watch Demon or I don't watch ATP. I don't watch Australians. But yeah, I want to go to the doctor's first thing this morning so I can figure out what's wrong with my finger. So, unfortunately, that collides with the men's final. When does the men's final start anyway? Doesn't it start in like a couple of hours? Also, it might rain, which I'm a little bit... Again, I don't want to watch a match that is going to rain, especially when I need to, I need to do things. So I don't want to sit around for like 5 hours in a rain-delayed final when I have to figure out a doctor's appointment. It's in 45 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I want to try and get to the doctor first thing in the morning. Going to the doctor's in the afternoon is a shit show. You sit there for like an hour. It's horrible. So I want to try and get there first thing in the morning so I can get my finger rewrapped and then go about my day. But if the men's final is delayed due to rain, we might watch it later. I mean, maybe later we could tune into it, but yeah, it might rain during the men's final. Yeah, so I don't want to. We got lucky with this one. I thought there'd be more rain, so we're lucky. We got away with this. I don't want to test the. I don't want to test our luck. Thanks for covering the match. No worries. We've got a lot of tennis coming up next week anyway, so. Good luck with the doctor. Yeah. It should be fine. I just want them to check that it's okay. And then professionally wrap my finger. I don't want to do it myself until I have to. So it's just a precaution. Just to make sure that it's healing and, not doing anything funky. I hope you don't lose your finger. Yeah, same. I hope I don't lose it either. I hope I'm pretty confident I won't have to, but yeah. But yeah, the docs don't open for a little bit. But I want to go straight away. First thing. If the match is delayed, will you moderate it? Again, if it's going to be on and off rain, I don't really want to watch a match. Again, because we've got so much going on next week. And the next like 3-4 weeks are going to be hectic. Next 6 weeks are going to be hectic. I don't really want to spend a whole match on and off rain delays, you know, I don't know. I just don't really want to do that right now. We're going to have to do that eventually because Canada and Cincy don't have a roof. So I already know that we're going to do a lot of rain delay stuff over the next few weeks, but I don't want to do it today. If not for a 500 final, on the men, like, you know, it would be different if it was like, you know, maybe a Fritz Demonor final or, you know, a top 10 clash, but for Kina Demonor, it's a good final, but again, I don't want to. If it wasn't going to rain, we'd watch it, but I just don't want to watch a rain delayed match for 4 hours when I need to figure out what's wrong with my finger. You may need x-rays if it's broken. It's not broken. It's just cut. I just need to get it cleaned up so it keeps healing. Yeah, next couple of weeks will be tough. It's going to be a tough couple of weeks. These time zones are brutal. Yeah, I don't want to get infected. Exactly. Well, that's the thing. I definitely don't want my finger to get infected, which is why I'm being cautious. I think it'll be okay, but again, I just don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it. So I'm gonna go to the doc, get it rewrapped, and then live my life. Just unwrap it yourself and clean it with turmeric oil. You see, that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to unwrap it and clean it myself because that's how bad things happen. So I'm going to let a professional do it. Because I don't want to do that. That's the reason I'm going to the doctor. So I don't do what you just suggested, which could potentially screw myself up, you know. I only need to probably go to the doc once. Like, they'll look at it, they'll rewrap it, and then like later in the week I'll be able to it'll be hopefully healed. But yeah, I don't want to do what you suggested because that feels like it would end badly. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to go to the doctor. Yeah, no home remedies. Not with open wounds. Not with an open wound. I'm not going to home remedy my an open wound. That's wild. I'm not going to take that risk. Yeah, just better to be safe. Exactly. Hey, Timothy, thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate it. All right, Chad, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more matches. We got Raducanu, we got Osaka, we got other players tomorrow. So, big day. The fun continues. Whew. The US Open swing is now officially underway. Fernandez wins 6-1, 6-2. She wins her first 500 trophy, fourth trophy overall, and great week. What a great week for Leylah Fernandez. She'll be playing possibly tomorrow or the next day, so we'll keep an eye on when she plays. She's playing Maya Joint over in Montreal, so we'll see what happens. But thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.